Quick update on my Gen 3 Hayabusa. I'm just a regular dude in my garage. Did all this shit myself. Pulled apart the bike at 900 miles to wire up everything. I do have some brackets to fit. And I'll just go over all the wiring. So this is going to be the wastegate increase and decrease solenoid. I am wrapping up this Davis High Performance, Scott Davis, beautiful turbo kit. I mean, dude, just excellent work, but also really, really good support. So thank you, Scott. This is going to be the wastegate pressure sensor. I need some fittings and I need a connector, but I've got it pre-wired all there. So the Fueltech uses white outputs, white wires for the inputs. So that's going to be done. This is the oil pressure sensor. And so coming over here, looking at some of the wiring, I tried to tidy it up the best that I could, and I think I did pretty good. And so in there is going to be yellow outputs. That's going to be for the throttle body motors. This is going to be 2 white inputs for the TPS sensor. So this tells the ECU where the TPS is based on that motor. And then here is the 2 white inputs for the pedal sensor. So this is connected to the throttle cable on your throttle body. And so from this side, I did run my dirty grounds over here, right there. That goes to the engine ground. So there's 3 grounds here. You do have sensor 5 volt and ground here. I have it on a bus bar. I'm going to put it on a bus connector this winter. I just found out about those today. And so here's the fuel lines, a feed and a return. And you can see here, they're pretty wide open. There's no interference. So I'm happy with how that turned out. So the fuel comes here to a pre-filter, comes here to the fuel pump. Really quick, I also have an M2 shock. Wish I would have went with Penske. Marcus takes forever. And I do have a shock travel sensor. This is going to be for the air shifter, G-force lowering links, and then I went with Unit 5, really nice piece to hold the shock travel sensor. So they're right there. Happy with those. DME swing arm. So comes over here to a post filter, and then it comes here, and we got a feed for the primaries, secondaries, and then the fuel pressure regulator, which comes back to the stock T connector. Put a nice super lightweight battery, MSD 20 amp per port. Relay. So this is a separate relay. There's the blue output for the radiator fan. Here's going to be another blue output. That is for the stock starter. Really nice DME swing arm. And yeah, there's a throttle, there's a connector behind here for the shock travel sensor. This is for fuel level, so that works. You got to calibrate it yourself. So there is a water-cooled intercooler. It comes in here. It goes in this line. I do have to make some brackets for it, but it comes here. It feeds this water pump, also just temporary brackets. And then it comes over here, super nice. Everything's supplied by Scott. And this is a heat exchanger that the water flows through, gets cooled off for the other side. Yeah, so I went with M2 forks as well. That took forever. I would not recommend sending forks to M2. These are also too short, even though it's their street package. There's just no room, so I'll probably have to buy an LE for some other top clamp, but there's just no room. And so that's the few things I would have done different is no M2 shocks. I would go with Penske shock and just figure out the forks some other way. And then in terms of support, I think I went to the Fueltech training myself. Otherwise, I don't know how you do this. But if you weren't going to do it yourself, I would use the Boost by Smith. Max ECU plug and play. Shout out to Greg Smith. He's really good, and also he knows turbo bikes that ride on the street. So you can start it either by the button there or push this momentary button switch, or you power it off. So yeah, that's pretty much everything. yeah, I'm very happy with how all of this turned out. And I'm going to put the fuel tank on and start her up. Peace.